Hey students, today we are working on activity 36 and there are a couple of things that I want to show you how to do first, but the main new skill of this activity is placing a watermark in your document. So the first thing that I want to do is remind you how to change page margins. What you would need to do is go up to the Layout tab, click on Margins in the Page Setup group. And for this activity, you're going to have to create a custom margin. So click on Custom Margins. And step number 2 says to change the top to 2 inches. And then leave the bottom, left, and right sides at 1. Then you'll click OK. After setting your margins and including your header, you will need to set left aligned tabs at 1.5 inch and at 4 inches. In order to do that, you must have your ruler visible, and if your ruler is not visible on your screen, click on View and then check mark the ruler right here in the Show panel. Step 4 tells me that I need to set left aligned tabs at 1.5 inch and at 4 inches. Because I have already typed my assignment, I will need to make sure that I select everything before I set the tabs. One thing that you do need to make sure that you have done first is that your ruler is visible at the top of your page. If it is not visible, you will need to go to the View tab, click on the View tab, and then check mark the box next to Ruler. And if it is visible, then you can just go back to your home page. And like I said, I'm going to have to select everything because I've already typed the assignment. But if you set tabs before you type the assignment, then your tab should work through your assignment. But if you have already typed it, you do need to select everything before you set your tabs. So the next thing I'm going to do is double right click on the ruler. And it looks like I was very close to my first one, so I'm going to clear it all out. I'm going to set my first one at 1.5. It's left aligned and set. And my next one is at 4. It's left aligned, set, and OK. So the next thing I will need to do, your list is going to say that you need to type the assignment. That is in figure 36-1 on page 74. I have already typed mine, so I need to correct my player and room assignments, which I will do really quickly. And what I'm doing is just clicking beforehand and pressing tab, and then the suites, tabbing over, using my mouse and the tab key. Okay, that's done. Now what I'm going to do is create a word art object that displays the text in all capitals, confidential, that is the word, and I'm going to put it in 60-point Arial bold. This phrase is going to be used as the watermark on this document. And I'm going to use word art to create it. So to use word art, I'm going to go to the Insert tab. When I click on Insert, way down here in the text group is word art. And I'm just going to choose one of them. I'm going to choose the second one, or the third one, I'm sorry. And this is my word art. And now I can type in the text that I need, all capital letters. I'm going to change it to 60-point Arial bold. Oops, wrong button. 60-point. It's already bold. Then Arial. That's right, you can type the first couple of letters in that box and it will start looking for the name of the font you're wanting to use. Okay, next step. Step 7 states that I need to change the line and fill color of the word art to the lightest color of gray available in the color palette. So what I'm going to do, select everything and come up to Drawing Tools Format tab, and my shape fill is going to be the really, nope, not shape fill, I want text fill. Sorry folks, remember there is a difference. I want the light gray, and then text outline, I want light gray. Step 8 tells me that I need to rotate the word art approximately 45 degrees diagonally. So what I'm going to have to do to rotate the word art is to click on the edge so that my box is selected but my cursor is not flashing inside of the box. Right now my cursor is flashing in the box. That does not need to be happening. I need to click on the edge so that it's just selected. Then on the Drawing Tools Format tab, I'm going to click on Rotate. And since it has to be 45 degrees, I don't have one of those presets here, so I'm going to click on More Rotation Options, and it opens up this dialog box. And right in the middle of the dialog box is a Rotate and a Rotation Degree box. I'm going to type in 45, and then I'm going to click OK. And it rotates my word art 45 degrees. And there's one little problem with this, and it says in step 8, in parentheses, that the word confidential should read from the bottom left upwards. As you notice right now, it's reading from the top left down. So I'm going to have to actually change the rotation to negative 45 degrees. So I'm going to click on the drop down, go back to More Rotation Options, and I'm going to place a little minus sign right in front of the 45. Now I'm going to click OK. And when I do, my word is actually reading 45 degrees from bottom left to top right. In step 9, it says that I need to place the word art object behind the body of the memo. That means that this word art should be behind this text that we've typed, and right now it's in front of it. If you guys remember from activity 14 with our winter scene, you guys can use the bring forward and send backward options to move your shapes and clip art either in front of or behind other objects. You can do the same thing with word art. So if you click on the border, make sure it's selected, that you don't have a cursor flashing, and you're going to want to send it backwards, but don't just click this button up here. Click on the drop down and look at your options. You have send backward, send to back, and then you also have send behind text. That is what you want to choose, is send behind text. When you do, now your text is in front of the confidential word art, and you can move this around and position it to where it looks fairly neat on the page. If I zoom out just a little bit, that is what your activity should look like at the end. Remember to use grammar and spell check on your activity, save it as NFL, and upload it to the Dropbox on Edmodo.